Good morning and welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 live stream. Welcome to Wellington, New Zealand, home of Mr. Bilbo Baggins, and I think there's a Mr. Gandalf or something. I'm not 100% sure if that is correct or not. But welcome back into another My Flight Sim stream here. We are in New Zealand. We are taking Air New Zealand with Fly the Line and the beautiful A320 from FENIX. Let's see, what else we got? Oh, so we got some changes behind the scenes on today's stream. I'm using, there's a thing for OBS that someone made that is called Teleport. And what Teleport is it allows you to transition, or allows you to use a second PC to you do like the rendering in the background for the streaming. And that takes a little bit of load off the main PC. Now, what the cool thing about Teleport is that you do not need a capture card. It does everything via the network. So right now we're doing a test flight. This is all this today is a test flight using Teleport. And I want to see what the latency is. I want to see what the quality is, that kind of jazz. So if you all are in the chat, if you can give me some, 5x5s on audio, give me some 5x5s on video, that'd be great as well. And we'll kind of test how it is. If things work out, I will move it over. Right now I'm using my Surface tablet for it. But if it all works out, I'll use my actual gaming laptop I have. It's many years old now, but it's much better than the Surface for this kind of stuff. So we'll switch on over to that and then go from there. But so far it looks like it's doing really well with bitrate at least. And it is having audio. What's really, really cool is that how it all works is it uses OBS on the primary system still for like the scenes and sources. But it just uses the rendering part on the secondary PC. And that's all I really care about. That will save me performance on the main PC, and then of course if Flight Sim crashes or if OBS crashes, well, we're still gonna lose a system because it has to have OBS has to be on both systems running at the same time. So that's how we're going with that. Today's flight, let me get it updated here at the top. It is Wellington to Auckland. Wellington to Auckland. So let me get that updated as well. Let's see, NZAA is our arrival airport. Right? Yeah. Okay. And that should update there at the top. Beautiful. It did. Let's go and jump into the cockpit here of the 319. Now, here's one thing I already noticed. I'm using 70, well, now it's up to 76% on my VRAM. So once it jumped in the cockpit, it jumped back up again. But we're going to see overall performance, how it does. If I don't see any difference, then, I'll go back to what I was doing before. But we'll kind of see how it works out. So let's go to FENIX import SimBrief. It's going to tell me the pounds versus kilo. That's fine. We're going to go to mass and balances. We're going to load the aircraft, insta-load. Go here and sync, calculate. Okay, now that's all set. Let's go up top here, and external power is on. Battery 1, 2 on. Pumps are a-pumping. And then we're going to go ahead and set our IRSs at the top. Crew supply as well. Wing lights. Master switch, compass, emergency, no smoking, and seatbelt sign. Let's start that APU. While that's going on, we're going to go down here at the bottom, go to config, manuals, nav, scroll on down, IRS 1, 2, 3. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and get our ATC via CPDLC. So we're going to go over here to flight init, request it. Brim says, audio sounds good. Stream resolution only coming in at max at 480 at the moment. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. I'm showing I have full bitrate at 6,000. See if you have an option in there where you can change it. Sometimes you have to change it on YouTube. Well, that could definitely be a problem. So keep me updated on that. Let me know. I checked on my phone real quick and it looked okay, but again, it's you know, tiny little screen. All right, pre-departure clearance. Do I know an easy gate I can find where we are? Gate 22. Gate 22. And information. I'm just gonna do Alpha. And then station is NZWN. Send that off. Cool. All right, that's sending off. And then we're going to go ahead and, on our other screen, get our flight information. That's requesting, and now we're just waiting for PCDLC to pop in. Flight number today is, what is New Zealand? What is Air New Zealand? I always forget. ANZ. ANZ. So, ANZ 1224. Cost index is 8. And we're cruising up to flight level 330. Alright, cleared that out. And let's see, squawking 3351. And our ground clearance 121.9. And we are cleared. Let's see, unable to voice, squawk, departure. And oh yeah, they don't give altitude here, so you just follow the SID. So I'm gonna go and just put in 330. Okay, we have that set. Wilco, send it, close it. Back over here, let's go ahead and send this to the McDo. Send this to the McDo. Ground services over here. Let's go over one screen, verify that the performance information's entered. It is. Go to, that's a field. Performance is on the right side. That's all good. Let's go to flight plans, and we are departing. Let's see. Runway 34 is what I'm expecting. I think that's what we got, right? Yeah, runway 34. Okay, so departure 34 via up, and it's up. Let's see, up LU, Lima uniform, and Russell. Good. Insert. Cool. Arrival is 23 left. 23 left via Dave 7 Charlie. 7 Charlie. Insert. Okay, so we have that all set in there as well. And let's go ahead and verify we have APU. APU is fired up. Disconnect this guy. Good. Over here to the left, let's go GPU, chocks, doors, stairs are closed. Good. Okay, I think we're all set. And let's see. Might be my end. Max I have available option is 480. Well, that's not good. Let me verify. Let me check on my end real quick. It could be a limitation. Let's see. Auto recommended high. Yeah, it is only putting that out at 480. Yuck. That's a yuck. I don't think I can fix that either. Okay, yeah, I think that's just a limitation from the tablet right now. Okay, well, that sucks, but well, at least audio's working right. Video is not gonna be great on this stream, but that's all right. We'll make it work. Okay, Atsu. I just kind of also want to test longevity of the whole thing, see if everything is smooth, in sync. Let's go over here and accept performance. Okay, and then let's go over to ground. Let's go to aircraft. Okay, time of day has been changed. And I think we're ready to get beyond ATC's ground now, right? Yeah. Wellington ground, New Zealand 1224, ready to taxi. Sorry, ready for pushback and engine start.
New Zealand 1224, Wellington ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face west.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face west, New Zealand 1224.
Alright, so we're gonna face the west. And that's kind of weird. Oh, I guess we can push back to here and then turn over here. Alright, release the parking brake. Pushback is commencing. And then let's go on down here. APU, or sorry, auto for the PWS. System over to 1, please. 1, not that side. God dang it. There we go, 1. Let's get that going. Engine starting. Alright, engine number 1's coming up. Clock's a-clocking. Okay, cool. So, I mentioned this in Discord, but if you were not in there... Ooh, that's really loud. Remember what I was talking about with the last stream? How the audio wasn't working with this properly? I didn't have the knob, and then I didn't have external sounds. Clearly that's fixed. It was because if you disable the walk-around mode in 2024, it causes that issue. Only with the FENIX, it seems like. Small sample test, but it does seem to be the issue. So, unfortunately for now, if you do want to use the PMDG 737, you have to spawn at the gate. I can do a further research to see if I could fix it overall, but I'm not concerned enough about it. Some weird turning. Alright, engine number 1's up, engine number 2's coming up next, and go to performance here. Flaps 3. I'm going to do a flaps 2 departure. I don't really trust 3 based on what I think it was Will was saying. 2's not great. Flaps 2, and then down 3. There's down 3. Good. Auto brakes on. I love the way that Beyondatc recognizes if you make an error and makes the correct response. Oh yeah, it's fantastic. Sometimes a little too good, though. Alright, engine number 2 is coming on board. Wellington ground, New Zealand 1224, ready to taxi to the active. Yeah, it's a drunk.
Runway 34, taxi via Quebec, Bravo, Bravo 10. Alpha, Alpha 10.
All right. We'll taxi to runway 34 via Quebec, Bravo, Bravo 10, Alpha, Alpha 10, New Zealand 1224.
I don't know why they wanted us to face west, because we're taking Bravo 10, which is behind us. So that was incorrect. They should have had this face east. Although we're facing... Although I was wrong. Yeah, this is... we're facing north, south, north... yeah, north, south, north. That makes no sense. Northwest. So yeah, we should have been facing the other way. I kind of goofed up. Alright, this is all my mistake. Clear out that real quick. Alright, taxi lights are on. Give it some throttle. APU off, all for the on-call. Down here, takeoff config. And let's be going over to the left here. So I'm so confused with what I'm doing with some things because I normally have my charts on my little tablet, but I'm using the tablet for OBS. Here comes a plane for arrival. Looks really, really cool. that an ATR? Yeah, sure is. Oh no, yeah, it's an ATR, right? For sure. All right, we're taking this down to Alpha 10. Alpha 10. So not the last one, but the second to last. Did you find that Beyondatc brings you in too high when vectoring for arrival? I find it happens a lot. It's substantially better. I feel it's, with the recent update, it's been much better. Much better. Now saying that, today's flight's gonna probably be a disaster. Probably a disaster.
Over to tower 118.8. New Zealand 1224.
Alright. Wellington Tower, New Zealand 1224, ready to go runway... what are we on? Runway 34. Landing lights are on. It's like, what's this idiot want?
New Zealand 122 for Wellington Tower, wind 350 at 10, gust 24, runway 34, cleared for takeoff.
Alright, clear for takeoff 34.
Runway 34, cleared for takeoff. New Zealand 1224.
Alright, let's line up. We don't have a lot of runway here, so we have to make sure throttles are fully brought up, ready to go once we release the brakes. Toga set. Engines are stable. There goes that ATR. Let's go fly. And this is a pretty easy flight. This is straight on out. Pretty much the whole flight. Gusting wind isn't joking. There's V1. Let's rotate. Now, since we are with Fly the Line, we have to make sure that we keep our altitude stable on climb out, because you do get docked on that. Alright, gear going up.
New Zealand 1224, contact Wellington, departure 122.3.
Contact Wellington departure.
Alright, very nice stable departure.
New Zealand 1224.
We can bring our first notch of flaps up, gain some speed.
New Zealand 1224. Good morning, 900 feet.
New Zealand 1224, Wellington departure identified. Climb to flight level 160.
160.
Climb to flight level 160, New Zealand 1224.
Alright, go into climb mode. I heard the click. Here we go. Alright, let's bring that nose down just a little bit. There we go, gaining some nice speed. And there's 3,000. Nice slow climb out of Wellington. Alright, full flaps up. Spoilers disarmed. Alright, very good. AP on. This is land... Oh yeah, landing lights still on because we're under 10,000, that's why. Duh. The QNH is really low. 2912 here? That's crazy. 2912 is really, really low. Alright, now we're picking up some speed and we're getting much, much higher vertical speed. And 5,000. Okay, so ETA here is 1912. It's currently 1824, so within about 50 minutes or so, we should be on the ground. We're expecting runway 23 left for the arrival. It's not too long of a flight. It's 259 nautical miles, but throw in the arrival and departure, looking at closer to about 300 nautical miles. But it's pretty much over ocean. The majority of the flight's over ocean. Alright, very nice turn. And that's it. We're pretty much just going straight at this point. Some minor turns to the left, but mostly just straight on out. You can see on the map here. So then for the arrival, runway 23, we're going to end up swinging on over to the west for the arrival, but as long as we get the same runway, it's going to be a really cool, beautiful approach into Auckland. If you come in the other direction, you're coming in over water. It's a cool approach because it's kind of like if you land in, let's see, what is it, Boston? You're kind of coming over the water. But this one, you're coming over all the ocean. And there's like nothing around. It's really cool. Either way, they're very, very cool. But I like flying over the city a lot more. Alright, landing lights are off, and we're cruising on up to 330. We're being cleared up to 16, so we should get another increase here shortly. I really wish I could increase the resolution.
New Zealand 1224, contact New Zealand Center 119.2, bye-bye.
Contact New Zealand Center 119.2, New Zealand 1224. New Zealand Center.
Oh,
New
I
Zealand
see. My
1224.
output resolution is lower.
Level 160.
That could be what's going on.
New Zealand 1224, New Zealand Center identified, climb to flight level 330.
I kind of want to test now.
Climb to flight level
Restarting the stream.
330. New Zealand 1224.
Alright, 330. I flew EGKK to GMMN. Casablanca? Really? Today with Fly Lex? That's very nice. Very nice flight. I always get the name wrong on the VA. Or I get the... Yeah. So, Lex Air is for New Sky. Or sorry, New Sky. Fly the Line. And Fly Lex is for New Sky. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull this for standard pressure. I am going to test this out really quick. I'm going to go ahead and test... so I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to restart the stream, so you'll get a new link. But I'm going to test to see if this helps with the output. So we'll be right back here in a second. Okay, so, give me a 5x5 on the video now. It shows us outputting at 1080. So let me know if you're getting that 1080 as well still. I'm going to check it on my end as well. But I think that might have solved the problem. Oops, wrong button. 720. I'm only seeing 720 though as an option. Oh, now you have 1080. Okay, cool. Well, am I only getting... Oh, here we go. Okay, cool. 1080 is available. Cool. Fantastic. It's working. I'll have to do like a real big test. Maybe, well, Auckland's not going to be a really good test. Because it's early in the morning, there's going to be a lot of traffic. So I need to do a test with like a very compact city. Kind of where, one of those situations where in the past streams, like the system would kind of be rough to work with. I need to test that theory out. But so far, it looks pretty good. 70% on the VRAM. Performance is pretty stable. And I'm really surprised this is working the way it's supposed to. But yeah, let me explain how this is working. So it's sending... hold on, how's it work now? So my primary system is sending the video and audio via Wi-Fi to the surface, and the surface is then streaming that connection to YouTube. And it's doing pretty good. I'm quite impressed. I thought for sure this would not work. But the quality seems to be pretty good. The audio seems to be good. The one thing I read about, though, sometimes is there is a delay with audio, like the syncing. But apparently what's it called? What's it called? Teleport does a better job at making sure that it doesn't desync. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Alright, almost at top of climates right up there. Let's go and start putting in arrival information. So, and then we're also going to get our charts as well. So let's go over here and let's go charts. There's Auckland and starred. Okay, so here's our airport again. So we're landing runway 23 left. 5 right's cool as well, but 23 left flies over the city. It's a really cool approach. We'll see what kind of vectors Beyondatc gives us. I'm hoping we keep 23 left. Okay, so 23 left. What am I looking to do here? We need the ILS. Minimums are 223. 223. So we'll go on down here to menu. Performance, actually. Next. 223. Pop that in there. Cool. Back over here to the tablet. Let's go ahead and get our weather information. It's going to be under the FENIX app, under My Flight, and then we're back over here to the METAR arrival, and QNH is 0995. So right here, 0995. Plop that in there. Temperature is going to be right here, 14. And then wind is 280 at 13. 280 at 13. Pop that in there. Perfect. Alright, so we have the arrival all set, go. And then let's go back over here real quick. Let's look at our charts. So we already understand this for the most part. We'll probably get a vector around this area here as we're coming in from the north, and then get the vector into the west. We're doing the Dave 7 Charlie arrival, so here we are going to come in over here, and then right around this point we should get our vectors on into the arrival. It may make it tight though, but we're going to be at 3,000 at this point, so we can go ahead and put in our restriction for the arrival there. Once we get top of cruise though, we got 4,000 feet to go. Let's see, Brim says, do you fly the Just Flight RJ? They've just released an update for it. I do have the RJ, but I've never flown it. Well, yeah, I've never flown the RJ. I bought it way back when. It's just such a complex plane. You know, it's that old school complex plane. I got the engine started once. That's about the most I've done with the RJ. It's a really good plane. Everyone that understands it and uses it, like, really enjoys it. They say it's a really good regional plane. It's just a super complex plane for me. I learned how to fly the MD-80, and that was very difficult for me to kind of get a grasp at. There's just so many different old school things to do with that plane. And like even like the 727. The 727 is very difficult to manually set it up. If you manually set that plane up, congratulations. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So thankfully, like, Flight Sim Studios was really cool, and they did that little phone tablet thing. That thing's fantastic. Okay, we have 203 nautical miles, and it looks like we're making up a little bit of time in the air. Just a little bit, though. Not much. Got about 1,500 feet to go. Got a little bit of weather over here to the east of us, but that obviously won't affect us. That's beautiful. I love this livery. I thought about doing the white one, the Lord of the Rings white one. But there's something about this black and white. It's really, really cool. I think P2 said he liked this one as well. The black and white one. Even their white and black one is really nice. I do want to know why disabling the walk-around breaks the FENIX. I'm so very curious about that. Clearly FENIX added something to it. So we're almost halfway there. Almost halfway there. Everything seems to be working really well. I'm blown away. Irishman, welcome on in. The amazing Irishman. Let's get some emotes in there for Irishman. The legend has entered the chat. Irishman, I did not do New Sky today. This flight I didn't do New Sky. Because I'm doing a test with streaming. So I want to see how this all works out. I want to see how this is all working out first. I think I could probably still do my tablet. I can probably still do Navigraph on my tablet. Actually, let me just see. Before I hit any buttons, let me get the task manager. Tablet's not all that powerful. I don't wanna squeeze everything out of it and then crash everything. Alright, tablet is at oh, it's like maxed out. Yeah, no, I probably shouldn't do that. It's pretty much maxed out. Been looking at getting the 5060 Ti. Weren't you looking at the 5080? Still researching? The Founders Edition apparently is available now at, you know, easier to get. Or the 5090. Oh, get the 5090, Brim says. The 5080 is supposed to be easier. One of the tricks that I've seen on Reddit is if you call up your local Best Buys, if you have multiples, you may have to do multiple locations. You're in the Florida area, Orlando, so you should have plenty of Best Buy options. But if you call them up and ask if you can order a 5080, certain stores will do it better than others. So you may have to make that call and make it happen, but let's see. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. You'll experience buffering. Uh-oh. Getting a warning now. That's what happens when I mess with things. Alright, so this thing is pretty much maxed out. With the Surface, I can't do any more with the Surface. Then the quality starts to crap out. Okay, that's fine. All I did was open up Task Manager, and it all went to hell. Okay, let's put in 3,000 for the arrival. We'll get top of descent pretty quickly. Now, I do know that Beyondatc uses historical weather, but what I noticed, and you can clearly hear it on this stream here, is it doesn't seem to really do great with traffic when it uses historical weather, over time, that kind of jazz. And that's something I like that the guys over at, or the guy over at Fly the Line is willing to adjust it so that you don't have to use the time that they say you have to use. That will open up the door quite a bit. So I'm hoping that comes out sometime down the road. I know that's going to be quite a bit of a change on his end to get that implemented. But it really does take away from your experience with Beyondatc. It really, really does. I also understand that we're flying early in the morning, and typically traffic isn't this early. It isn't great this early in the morning for any airports, from what I found. Just can't justify the price of the 5090. Yeah, I can't either. Saving up for the 5090, saving enough money for the 6090 will be released. Well, the 50 series came out last year, right? So if they keep the trend the same, we're probably looking at the 60 series in 3 years. We'll see what happens, though. NVIDIA has become very money grabby over the past decade. I feel like NVIDIA used to be a very good company. I felt like they cared more about the consumer. Their prices were reasonable. The quality was exceptional. They're great third-party vendors out there. But it started to go downhill around the pandemic, you know, with the 30 series. I think that's kind of where they started seeing the greed, because people really wanted that 30 series, but it was tough to get because of the chip shortage and all that jazz. So we started to see some of that inflation happen, and then they took really advantage of that with the 40 series. And of course, the trend has continued here with the 50 series. You haven't put the new processor in yet, Irishman? Yeah, that 24 gigs of VRAM is huge. Like I've talked about it here on the stream. If I can get a good deal like I got with this 5080 conversion stuff. Actually, now that I think about it, I probably shouldn't say this where I could be recorded, but since I had the Micro Center warranty, if MSI happened to stop making a 16 gig version and only made a 24 gig version of a Super, you know, maybe they'll upgrade me for free if something were to happen to this. Maybe. Alright, flight level 330. And top of descent in just about, what, 30 nautical miles? Alright, getting a little bit of clouds in there, but we saw the METAR. The METAR's not bad. So the METAR in here, yeah, so that's really good. Scattered clouds at 2,000, so Other than that, it's really good. It'd be cool if this showed you your... What's the two lines here? So there's a line right here. I think that's where you are now. What's this line? You see there's two lines? This one's... What is this one and compared to this one? Is this a rival? Is this going to be on like the star, and this is where you currently are? Huh.
New Zealand 062 Lima, New Zealand
We
Center,
should
expect
hopefully
Echo, runway 23 left.
hopefully get our top of descent here momentarily.
Runway 23 left, New Zealand 062 Lima.
New Zealand 120 Mike, contact Auckland approach 12 for decimal tree.
Contact Auckland approach 12 for decimal 3. New Zealand 120 Mike.
Okay, here's our top of descent, just almost there. I think we're gonna ask for either, well, I think I'm just gonna ask that, or let them know that we're ready for descent, and then we'll see what happens from that point. We're just about to that point. It's right there.
New Zealand 120
Oh, here it comes.
New Zealand Center, expect Davy 7 Charlie, runway 23 left.
We'll expect Davy 7 Charlie, runway 23 left, New Zealand 1224. Okay, so we got our arrival information is correct, based on what we still had from SimBrief, which is fantastic. Next is top of descent. Which I don't know if we're going to get right away. I don't know if they're going to give it to us. Doesn't look like it. New Zealand Center, New Zealand 1224 ready for descent.
New Zealand 1224 Davy 7 Charlie, runway 23 left, descend to 11,000 feet, QNH 0995.
Alright, 11,000.
Davy 7 Charlie, runway 23 left.
Which is,
Descend
I
to
think, the restriction here at
11,000 feet,
Davy,
New Zealand 1224.
right? No, yeah, no, Davy is 8,000. We're not going Pepe, right? Yeah, we're Davy. Interesting. Will's here. Welcome on in, Will. Let's get some emotes for Mr. Will. Hope you're doing well, Will. Hopefully the job hunt is going fantastic for you. Any promising opportunities? I'm just thinking the motherboard is not going to be able to handle the major upgrade. That's why I'm looking at the 5060. The motherboard should be okay. The motherboard should be fine as long as it has a port. PCIe 16, right? How old is your motherboard? Yeah, motherboard's typically fine as long as, again, as long as it has a PCIe Express slot, which it would because you have a 3090. It should be just fine. right, 30,000 feet.
New Zealand 062 Lima, heavy
Boy, we got a
traffic,
91 crosswind right now. Holy smokes. 91 gust, wind.
Runway 23 left.
That's nuts.
New Zealand 062 Lima.
New Zealand 062.
This is going to be interesting. So I like to do flaps 4 in 320. 319 is flaps 3, 320, 321, flaps 4. I feel like I have the best consistency going with the 4. If I do a 3, that's the big update change with the big FENIX update for me as well, is with the previous update, the previous version of the FENIX, I can do flaps 3 on all of them and be very consistent. I cannot get a consistent flaps 3 landing in a 320. I tried a handful of times, it just won't work anymore. The plane handles so much differently. The only way I could get a 3090 was an Alienware pre-built, so that does... Oh, so what does that tell you? But yours isn't a pre-built anymore, right? I don't think yours is a pre-built anymore. No job, no nothing, trying to sell like serial videos. I don't think anyone's gonna buy them from you. You're gonna have to pay them to take it. Yeah, I wonder if like the job markets, is it bad just globally? I know in the US it's pretty bad. It's pretty rough here in the US. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's a global situation. I think the pandemic really is having after effects as we go forward here. Oh, still the same system. I didn't know you had an Alienware system. I must have forgot. I know Fry has an Alienware. I didn't know you had an Alienware. The new lineup they have, they brought back the, oh shoot, what's it called? Area 51 systems. They brought back those. And those used to be like the top high-end systems they had back in the day. Well, not back in the day, like 20 years ago. But they brought those back, and what they've done that's unique about it is they no longer use proprietary software. Whoa, look at our speed. Look at our wind. It was like showed 300 and whatever knots for a second. Which is really, really cool. It's no longer proprietary, which means that you could upgrade your system now. You know, in the previous systems, the motherboard was proprietary. I can't talk anymore. Oh my gosh. I'm done. The motherboard was unique to them, and obviously the case and all that jazz still is to a point, but it's a standard form factor. It's a bigger chassis, so you could fit a lot more in it. There's a couple of connectors that are still, you know, unique to them, but for the most part, you can do everything. You can swap out things. They do have a connector you can buy additionally that connects, if you want to swap out your motherboard, that you can purchase that allows you to connect everything to make it all work. That kind of sucks, but they should they should have thrown that into the system, but you can buy it for like $50 or something like that. Don't get me wrong, I custom built the Alienware to be upgradable for a few years. That's good. Burned my alpha yoke and tried to sniff it, but just got black nose for the week. Why would you want to burn something so elegant and amazing like this alpha yoke? I do see that Honeycomb finally released the what's it called, the alpha, oh, the light? Yeah, alpha light. They finally are releasing the alpha light, which to me is a ripoff. Because you lose a lot of the buttons. You almost, what, over half of the buttons you lose? That kind of sucks. And I don't know if they changed anything with the hologram and all that jazz, but... Not hologram, holo... What's it called? Halls? Not holograms. Hall something. The shaft is the hard part, though. Jeez. Jesus. I am interested in the light version of the Bravo, though. There's a few things that I don't like about it. Not that I'm gonna get it. It's a high chance I'm not gonna even look at getting it, but I'm interested in it because, like I was talking about on Monday, I think it was, no, not Monday, sorry, on Sunday. It does have a flat bed now on the bottom. And right now you have, with the current Bravo, you have to have a lip on it, or it has a lip on it. So you have to put on the edge of a desk or edge of something. But the new one, you can place it on anything. I like that idea. Now it does move things up higher. So the ergonomics are going to be a lot different. I could definitely make it work right now with my setup. I would have to move where my McDo is, but I could definitely make it work. I wonder if they're changing... Well, no, the base is the same, though. I think it's still a very long base. I don't really think there's much they can do with that. They would have to find a whole new clamping mechanism. Let's see. Is there a way to adjust the tension on the yoke? I haven't really looked. I just connected and it flew. No. No. Well, yes and no. You can open it up and there are some mods you can do on the internal. I don't recommend it though. But yeah, there's no way to really mess with the tension on the Alpha. Happy to the Bravo still, but no Honeycomb for me anymore. Okay, so let me update. Fly the line. It says runway 23 left now. Okay, so we have to make sure we try to hit that touchdown zone with fly the line. Yeah, the Bravo was it's one of the best. I think it, in my opinion, it is the best for the price of it when it came out. I'm not sure what it is anymore. But it's like one of the best add-ons for peripherals you could own. It is incredible. The amount of buttons and switches, just the features of it alone. It comes with, you know, the GA handles, which I use for whatever reason. But you can also, it also comes with the WinWing ones as well. And it has 6 different levers. It has trim. It has, you know, the gear and flaps. All the autopilot buttons, and then you have additional switches you can use as well. It is a total steal, and then has LED on it. Like, it is, for its money, man. It is quite impressive. Quite impressive. That's like when I saw Meridian show off their yoke. I'm like, wow, that's. If they keep it in the same price point as the Bravo is out of business, in my opinion. And that's where I feel Honeycomb went wrong with the Charlie pedals. They priced them at the price of a Turtlebeach pedals or the WinWing pedals, you know, the VKBs. You know, they priced them at other price points with rudder pedals. And the Charlies are good, but they're not as customizable as even like the Turtlebeach. The Turtlebeach is super customizable with certain things, the tension spring, adjusting the way the pedals are. There's all kinds of those little tiny things you can do to adjust it. The Charlies are not customizable at all, from my understanding. If it ain't if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, I love my Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie, is what P2 says.
Runway 23 left, New Zealand 1224.
Even though I still blame Lex for the purchase. Alright, 8,000 feet. Hey, you're happy with the purchase, that's all that matters.
QNH 0995, New Zealand 1224.
I'm selling my Delta. Your Delta? Maybe Leonardo can invent new hardware. I'm really hoping Meridian can do something. I think we need another spice. I need another spice up here. I know WinWing does their things, but WinWing is primarily, I feel, Airbus. I think that's kind of their go-to thing. I know they're dived in a little bit to the Boeing stuff, but WinWing is definitely primarily Airbus. I feel what Meridian's doing is targeting Boeing/GA, and I think it's a very good tactic. It's the same thing that that Honeycomb, of course, is trying to do. Now they have the new Foxtrot joystick they're showing off, which looks really cool. Looks really, really cool. Oh, Delta equals ABC. Alpha Bravo Charlie. Gotcha. Well, if you're going to sell your Bravo, then what are you using for your throttle? Alright, 11,000 feet, getting close to 10,000. I feel like we're going to be coming in too high on this approach. I have an X-Ray, Yankee, and Zulu if you want to trade, Will. X-Ray, Yankee, and Zulu.
New Zealand 062 Lima, descend to 5,000 feet.
Descend to 5,000 feet. New Zealand 062 Lima.
Alright, here comes 10,000. Landing lights are on.
Lima cleared direct key-top.
Yeah, I do feel like we're awfully high on this approach.
5,000 feet.
7,000 there.
2 tree left.
Cleared direct key-top.
Maybe not.
Above 5,000 feet.
20,000 feet. We need to drop 7,000.
62 Lima.
What do we want to be at this waypoint? Let's see. Whoops. Dave, we want to be under 8,000. Or Davey. Under 5,000 there. That's looking fine. The ILS. 2,000 at this point. Kinda considering going to manual here. I think I'm going to. I'm gonna go manual. I feel like we're coming in too high. You're the captain, you'll figure it out. Yeah, that's you've seen my flights before. I don't know about that. Alright, let's bring up the speed brakes as well. I'm going to arm the approach mode too, because I feel like we're going to come in too hot if we don't adjust now. I think this is where the McDo is the best thing ever. I can make the adjustments without moving the screen. Like I just set the I just activated the approach mode. SNX right there. Okay, now we're looking better. This feels more comfortable.
Cleared direct SNX. Cross SNX at or above 3,000
Didn't get the
feet.
notification
Cleared
for
RNAV
YouTube for the stream. Oh,
runway 23
really?
left. New Zealand 1224.
I started it a little early. A little bit early, but should have still got the notification. That's weird. Alright, we're coming in a little hot still, but I think we got time to make this all work.
15 minutes and we're late.
Whoa, 50 minutes and we're going late. Whoa. Alright, 1913. Yeah, we should be fine. 8 minutes. Oh man, I've never heard that one. 15 minutes and we're late. We are clear for the RNAV 23 left. Oh, they got RNAV arrival. Interesting. I don't have RNAV on here. Arrival. Oh, hold on. Approach. 23 left. Cleared for the Yankee.
Over to Tower 118.7, New Zealand 1224, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Auckland Tower, New Zealand 1224. Nav Yankee, runway 23 left.
Oh, here it is.
New Zealand 1224, Auckland Tower, wind 26016, runway 23 left, cleared to land.
Alright, we're gonna go to manual mode as well.
23 left, cleared to land. New Zealand 1224.
We got our clearance to land. Master, welcome on in. Perfect timing. We're on approach into Auckland. Alright, let's go ahead and go to LS. 6 nautical miles out. Good. Flaps are coming down, first notch.
New Zealand 523, holding short, runway 23 left.
Time difference? Maybe, I don't know. I don't think so. 23 left, clear for takeoff. It's interesting they didn't say that we're on final.
New Zealand 523.
Now we are off the RNAV, right? I don't even see us on the map. That's weird.
Auckland Tower, New Zealand 062 Lima, RNAV Sierra runway 23 left.
Alright, let's go ahead and make our turnover. Let's go and activate approach mode.
New Zealand 062 Lima, Auckland Tower, continue.
And speed's coming down, all looking grand there. Gonna be a little off on this turn. We should capture the localizer though. There's localizer, good. Speed brakes are being stowed, armed those. Alright, we got 12 minutes to go. I left Delta for American. Hold on. I left Delta for American. They offered me more money. Very nice. I don't think I'm very high on the list with Delta. Or sorry, with American. 8 nautical miles out. Runway in sight. We got clearance to land already. This is the 320. 320. Readjusting. Glide slope will be coming next. Flaps 2, gear down.
New Zealand 523, contact Auckland departure 129.6.
Alright, speed's looking stable.
129.6. New Zealand 523.
And flaps 3. And looks like I'm getting that frame gen bug, so let me clear out frame gen. Okay, it looks better. And full flaps out. Minus 152. Oh, you have way too much hope on me. Too much hope for me. We got a wind of 27 knots headwind. Slight crosswind, but not by much. Alright, AP is off my aircraft. Let's go into LS mode. You hear the engines? I don't know if you can hear them on the stream so well, but they're trying really hard. With this wind, 27, 26 headwind. You slept with the McDo, you can do it. Alright, winds are slowly dying down, but not by much. Still, we're up to 23, or down to 23. Alright, so touchdown zone based on what Fly the Line is saying is going to be, I think right there, just past the, maybe at the Pappies. Slightly off course, let's readjust. The plus side of about this flight is that we're using the 320. And it pretty much is just kind of plant the plane where you want to, and that's where it's going to continue going. A little low on the approach, we're going to hold it where it is though. Man, this wind's not playing around. Just making minor adjustments. Alright, think I see the touchdown zone now. Yeah, this is a really cool approach.
New Zealand 035 Mike, ready for departure. Runway 23 left.
Hold it. Let it settle. Now we're flying past the touchdown. There's touchdown. And reverses are out.
23 left for traffic. New Zealand 035
Oh, reverses aren't out. Reverses are out.
New Zealand 035 Mike, runway 23 left, line up and wait.
Runway 23 left. Line up and wait.
80 knots.
5 Mike.
Alright, good. Let's bring up those flaps.
New Zealand 122 first.
Spoilers disappled.
Exit right at
Welcome
Alpha
to
9 on
Auckland.
New Zealand 1224.
106. 106 is what Fly the Line says. We'll see what Volanta said, but 106. Landing lights are off. And 65% in the touchdown.
35 Mike, Auckland Tower.
So a little bit of a float towards the end there.
Runway 23 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 23 left. Cleared for takeoff. New Zealand 035 Mike.
New Zealand 1224, contact ground 121.9.
Over correct.
Ground 121.9er. New Zealand 1224. Have a good
Okay,
morning.
so over to, let's see, we'll just park over here. I'm not going to worry about getting ground taxi on this one. Another flight? No, not today. No, just one for this morning. We'll see about tomorrow still, but I'm definitely going to stream on Saturday and Sunday and Monday, so we'll get plenty of flights coming up here. Gaming Boys, welcome on in. I'm from Russia, and you can fly in my city. Show a like or dislike. What now? Show a like or dislike. I haven't flown in Russia at all. At all. There's many countries I haven't visited, though. Many. I was going to do that one. There was the one APL event I was going to do in Russia that I thought was cool, but I ended up doing a different flight instead. We'll just park right here. Taxi lights are off. What I've noticed lately, considering I work right by Orlando, I'll read here in a second, sorry. Jetstar. Okay, yeah, this moving OBS streaming to a second system definitely seems to help quite a bit with overall performance. I'm using 9% VRAM, but this is really smooth. This is about what I get without streaming. This is definitely about what I get without streaming. This is really impressive. Okay, so we know this definitely works. I'll move my secondary PC over to a laptop though, versus the tablet, because I think the tablet's it's definitely maxed out here. over to the left here, and let's go to FENIX. Ground power is going to be on. Chocks. Jetway connecting up top here. External power on. And let's go with that to normal, and engine 1, 2. Yeah, this is pretty close. This is still a little bit behind with performance. Because I do have OBS still open on the main PC, but it's pretty darn close to what I get without OBS on. Pretty darn close. All right. We get a, let's see, 1912. What's the time in the sim here? Oh yeah, we have, okay, so we can go ahead and fly the line. We'll bring it up on the screen here in a second. Okay, sorry. Irishman said, what I've noticed lately, considering I work right by Orlando's airport, I don't see the 747 fly in here anymore, except for Air Force One now and then. Interesting. Will says ABC. So we get a 98%. A 98%. Why? What did I lose? Oh, I lost 2 points on touchdown. I was off to... Yeah, there's a... So if I... Dang, this... So this would have finally been a flight where I could have gotten... If I would have landed right at 50%, I could have got the 100% score. But at 98... This is also, I think, my first 98%. Maybe not. Now that I think about it, maybe it wasn't my first 98. I think I've had a couple now. Dang. Okay, we'll see what Atlanta said with touchdown as well. I'm just curious. Yeah, long touchdown. Everything's looking really, really good there. I'm just... Let's see, logbook, right? Is that my first 98? Yeah, a lot of 96s, I know that. Yeah, I think it's my first 98. Yeah, that's my first 98. Alright, cool. Well, I got that marked off the bucket list. First 98, and then we'll see what Atlanta said next. Atlanta. Where's that at? That says 106. Yeah, I'll take it. A minus 106 on landing. That was pretty damn good. It is possible. See, Matthew, welcome in. You just missed a flight, Matthew. Thanks for coming in. You just missed a flight. So it was a really good flight. Really good flight. Wellington to Auckland with the A320, Air New Zealand. Very good flight. But yeah, so I don't know about tomorrow. We'll see about tomorrow. It's still up in the air, but for sure we are definitely gonna be flying on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Long weekend coming up here. One Legacy Virtual Air. Welcome on in. Dinner time for Will. Well, that's going to be it for today's flight. I appreciate everyone coming in for today's little test flight. I'm going to move my streaming to the second PC, and I'll do another flight test with it eventually here, but we'll see how it works out. But it worked out really good here once I got the 1080p thing figured out. Thanks to Brim for all the testing early on with the stream today. But thanks everyone again for coming in. We'll see you all for the next stream. Have a great rest of your Thursday, right? Is that what we're on? Yeah. And we'll see you for the next one. Take care.